Hello and welcome to another episode of the Hanukkah Erotica Book Club podcast. I'm Raizel and I'm joined by my co-host and stepsister Malya. Hi, Mal.
Hi. I don't know, I get the giggles before we start every episode. We're embarking on some mischief.
I'm so excited. We have so much to catch up on.
It's been a very long
time.
It
has. Well, let's just, if you're a new listener here at the Hanukkah Erotica Book Club, Malya and I review and discuss all things Jewish romance, generally Jewish romance books, occasionally a show or movie.
Yes.
We do a book each episode, but before we do, we usually dive in and catch up, and we really have a lot to catch up on because it's been a while.
It's been a while. We're in a new season than we last met here.
It was. I have so much to tell you, but I wanted to say something specifically about Girls, Girls, Girls.
Oh, great.
Our last episode, which is that
yes,
the author listened to our episode.
Oh my God.
And wept while getting her kids ready for school.
Stop.
And I wanted to tell you what she said. She said, I woke up, you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
This is Shoshana von Blackensee. Shoshana, how do you pronounce your name? Okay. I woke up and listened to this while I got the kids ready for school and laughed and cried along the way. I can't tell you how it feels to have my Jewish readers get my book and say it humanized sex work and appreciate the queer community stuff and not hate any specific character. Really the best, with 3 hearts.
Oh, wow. Laughed and cried.
Isn't that incredible?
That's really, really sweet.
So happy.
That's amazing.
I've
been
riding a
from
high
the authors is the best. That's really great.
I know. I'm so happy that she listened and that she loved our take. I'm just thrilled.
I know, and yes. It just feels really good when somebody, when it's clear that like our appreciation came across, even if we're criticizing even if we're like questioning little details or making jokes or whatever, that like the vibe that we wanted to come through came through.
Yes.
So that's what I think feels good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also it's like that book made me laugh and cry.
Yeah, totally.
I'm so happy. I'm just so happy.
Right. It's really great. That's really great.
So that was awesome. And we just really had to tell you that was my absolute number one. But there's there really is quite a bit more to catch up on because Spotify Wrapped came out.
I feel like we should jump to that. That's like top of mind.
Spotify Wrapped came out and there's some interesting data.
Yeah, we got data here.
So listenership has increased, things like that. Exciting. All of that's exciting. Yeah. But also part of it is confusing because it's like, obviously it's only about Spotify, and we have listeners who listen on Apple Podcasts, YouTube. My supervisor showed me some other random app he listens on. So it's like, I've never even heard of that one. So this is specifically to Spotify, but we've gotten a lot more Spotify listeners.
Yeah, I think we were like, yes, we've branched out to more Spotify. I hear you. It's not the full picture, but it's still it looks
exciting.
Good.
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
Okay, but the top countries I'm most perplexed by are...
Yes.
The United States is number 1.
Sure.
Singapore is number 2. What is happening? Does somebody have a VPN? Like what?
Right. I was just thinking about this and I was like, I don't even have a theory for what this means. Like I can't come up with even like a story.
My theory
I don't know.
Is a VPN theory.
That's your theory. Someone's listening to podcasts over a VPN?
Well, it's like
maybe
maybe their computer or phone or whatever is always through a VPN. I'm making this up. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, that's more than I could come up with. I hear you.
I had a VPN once because I was trying to watch Love Island UK with the UK. It was coming out, it comes out in America a week later. And it's just not fair because Love Island UK is 1 episode a night, the national treasure of the United Kingdom. You got to keep up to date if you're watching it. And,
I hear you.
And so I had a VPN to watch it.
Is it
on ITV?
How do you get a VPN?
Someone gave me a password. Maybe I bought it. I don't know.
It wasn't hard.
it wasn't hard, but like maybe slightly confusing because I had to put an address in London and I put Heathrow Airport.
It's really funny.
It's a long time ago. Anyway, so
I mean,
okay, so,
no,
or we have
that's a valid
Singapore
theory.
listeners.
I don't know
Singaporean
one
listeners.
person in Singapore. That's what I'm saying. Do you?
No.
Right. Okay. I'm very
Is
puzzled.
it, are they, I don't know. Then we have Israel, makes sense
If
to
you're
me.
listening to us right now and you're in Singapore, please make yourself known. That's all I'm saying.
Yes, fair. Send us a DM on Instagram.
Yeah, just let us know you're there because we're glad, but we want to know.
Of course.
Yeah.
Okay, Israel makes sense to me. The UK,
Yeah.
also. Germany, sure.
Germany, I think, is our friend Aaron, who he and his. I mean, it's number 5. Like, how many people is that?
Aaron's in Germany now?
Yeah. He and his partner Christina live in Germany, in Hamburg, and they're big
Wow.
listeners of the podcast.
I know they love it. When did they move there?
Well, she is from there, so he moved there. I don't know, like 5 years ago, probably 4 years ago, something like that. Anyway, they have a kid there. He's like 6.
Wow, I had no clue.
The point is, yeah, it's great. It's great for them. I know their apartment's gorgeous. It's like, yeah, he's living his best German life. But kind of like the book we read tonight. But it's also funny about the UK because my Park Slope mom friend Lucy, fan of the podcast, came to our first live at the Rip Bodice. Is from England and she's moving back there. Like her flight was today with her family. And when I was saying goodbye to her, she was like, if you see a spike in listenership in England, it's because I'm telling all my friends about your podcast. And I was like, well, did that start already? Like,
yeah, that already happened.
I don't think so. Like, she left today, so I don't know. She's already got a head start. I was going to send her the.
Wow.
stat.
Well, listeners, we're so happy that you were with us this year, and honestly, it's very fun to see the Spotify Wrapped stats. So maybe everyone should listen on Spotify.
Yeah, just so we can analyze.
So we can track it with these graphics.
Yes.
Okay, speaking of foreign places.
Okay.
Are you aware that Playa del Carmen in Mexico has 1 million kosher restaurants?
No, it's not aware. Oh, you were just there.
We were just there.
And it was bananas. Great wow.
It's bananas. And amazing.
It's all for
setting.
Tourists?
No, some people live there for a Jewish romance. So I think some people live there. In a tiny little beach town, there's so many kosher restaurants that we didn't try them all. And there's multiple Chabads. We had like Shabbat dinner at a Chabad in Playa del Carmen. There's shul minyan every day. Kosher restaurants everywhere.
But I'm saying, is there a local Jewish community, or that's really all because it's a lot of tourists?
I think it's mostly for tourists, and also I think there's a local community, and that's how it got started. Like,
cool.
Have you ever been somewhere where you just like realize a lot of Israelis have settled there? Like there's
yes.
Like, it happened to me in Costa Rica once. We were in Santa Teresa in Costa Rica, and all of a sudden I was like, wait, what's going on here? Like there's signage in Hebrew.
Right. I've heard the Israelis love Costa Rica.
So it's like I feel like a little bit that might have happened in Playa del Carmen, but mostly I think it's for tourism, but it's wild and I need to tell you about it.
Amazing.
Kosher restaurants everywhere. Yes, we had a great time.
So nice. That's cool. That's great. Fun. Was it good? Like, was it high end kosher? Was it like the full gamut?
I would say it was the full gamut, except the weirdest thing is that it wasn't there. There was no Mexican kosher.
They were like, that's covered already. That is funny.
So like
weird.
A Mexican kosher restaurant, I think would be great. Huh. If you're in Mexico and listening, I think you should open a kosher Mexican in Playa.
It's a hot take.
Because, it was like the same as everywhere else. Like there's like
sushi.
The dairy place and the meat place. There's sushi at the dairy place. Oh my God, but there was a like malawach place. We don't have that here, do we?
No, we don't.
It was so good. There was
that's nice.
A bunch of different places. A bunch of Israeli places.
Sounds great.
I think they could use a Mexican one.
Yeah, I have to say, like the food schlepping for me really is a turn off with just traveling in general. Like, I a little bit feel like why bother?
That's why I'm telling you specifically
Yeah,
about Playa del Carmen.
that's really good to
You
know.
wouldn't need it to do
Okay,
anything. First of all,
that's amazing,
Shabbat's covered,
amazing.
and there's restaurants all times of day for all things. Like there's
Wow.
breakfast places. You can get eggs, and there's some everything.
Wait, and did you
And it was
guys go there on
affordable.
purpose because you knew? Did you
Yes,
guys go
yes,
there on
yes,
purpose
yes,
because
yes,
you knew
yes,
this?
yes,
Yeah,
yes. Also, Panama has a million kosher places.
I've heard that about Panama.
Um,
That's right.
but Playa del Carmen was really cool. Also, because it's like feels very foreign and resorty and beachy, and but
Yeah,
there's like all this kosher food. It
amazing.
was really
Paradise.
cool.
Great. That would be. That's a good. You're right. That is a good romance
Oh
novel
my
setting.
God, the Chabad there, all these travelers. Like, by the way,
Yeah,
a
yeah,
Chabad
yeah.
anywhere, like the Chabad in like Thailand or any Southeast Asia place, like those like weirdos that like come out of the woodwork on Shabbat and those.
Oh, totally. There's like a bazillion of them.
I would love a book about them.
Oh my God.
I would love it.
Oh my
I had
God.
to leave the Chabad Shabbat dinner early, but the Chabad Rebbitzin in Playa del Carmen was so cool.
Oh wow, I can
Her
imagine.
son like got up on a chair, because they're like grooming him to be the next rabbi, and he like got up on a chair to like give a Devar Torah. But
He's like
real
6.
he was like between 9 and 10. But he was
Okay.
like had like a very warm social personality. But he was just, instead of giving a Devar Torah, like giving a play-by-play, very detailed summary of the parsha, and he like stood up on a chair, and he was very rambly but also articulate. He had a
Great.
very like joyful, warm personality, and he wouldn't stop talking. And his mom was sitting down going, and I'll tell you the rest tomorrow, and I'll finish this tomorrow. And he like wasn't picking up what she was putting down. And
Aw.
I made eye contact with her like across the giant table. I was like, he's not stopping. And she's like, no, he's not. And he just kept going. He
Aw.
was so cute.
That's really cute.
Goes to online school, he said.
Right. All the shluchim have an online school. I've heard about
Yes.
that.
And then they
Yeah.
get together like 2 or 3 times a year.
Right.
I'm obsessed.
It's so funny because I just feel like these shluchim, like they prove all the stereotypes about these things wrong. Like you think, kids who are like kind of isolated and they're the only ones like them on this like in Playa del Carmen, like everyone's so transient and they're having school online, like that they'd be sort of like weirdos, but they're like
So
so
warm and cute.
socially adept and well related. Like they're just like they can talk to anyone about anything.
But
You know
maybe
what I
that
mean?
is in part because they're like opening their home or whatever, and maybe the Chabad's not their home, but like opening their like world to all these people, and they come in and out, and so they have to schmooze. But I mean, I don't know. You
And they're
could be
watching their
super.
parents just do it nonstop.
Yeah,
That's like what their whole
yeah,
framework of life
yeah,
is, I feel like.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um, there was like a giant group of people from Great Neck across the table, but
Nice.
we didn't know each other. But like I heard Great Neck, and like like a little like a
Yeah, yeah. Your antenna
badger,
went up.
my antenna went
Yeah,
up.
yeah, yeah. Yeah.
So we talked. Then we saw them in every single restaurant for the next 5 days. Like everywhere we went, they
Of
were.
course. Yeah, it's really funny.
But there were like from couples with babies. There was a newlywed couple. There was just a lot going on in Playa.
Wow. Sounds amazing.
It was awesome. I highly
Did you
recommend
stay at
it to kosher people.
what kind of place did you stay
We
at?
stayed in a
Like just a like
hotel, regular
okay.
hotel.
Hmm.
That was really nice, and there was a gorgeous pool, and the beach was a block away, and there's just a lot going on.
When I went to Thailand to Bangkok with Daniela like 20 years ago or whenever that was, there was a huge Shabbat scene at the Chabad. Like the Chabad house was like everyone would stop there. There was like a meat restaurant on the ground floor
Yes,
and like computers. This is when people like needed internet cafes and
yes,
like computers, so people would always go in. And there's like the Israelis that like moved there and then just never left, like you said, and then they
yes,
become kind of
exactly.
like they're the security at the Chabad house for some
Yes,
reason.
yes.
And one of them told Daniela that he thought I was cute, which could have been a cute romance, but he was kind of a weirdo.
They always are.
Right. But anyway,
Yeah.
there's potential there, literarily speaking.
There's so much. There's so much
Yeah.
potential, and I don't know if there's one in me, but if anyone's listening,
Right.
free idea.
Got a lot of ideas here.
Free idea.
You wouldn't be the first author to get a tip
You
off
would
from
not
this
be the first
podcast.
author to get a tip, and we want to read them. Also, a new update from Malya and I is we've been getting a bunch more arcs, and we're getting to read some books that people are sending us, and I'm really excited to read all of them.
We've gotten an influx.
Yeah, in the new year, we'll be reading some of our author friends' books that they sent us, and I can't wait.
I feel that we also, this is fresh news, but I just feel like I need to talk about the list of top Apple podcasts that William sent this morning. Top Jewish podcasts that William sent this morning to our Hanukkah Erotica group chat that was shared by Seth Galina.
I think it was either shared by Seth or like the Bang It Out account. And I don't know if that is Seth and Isaac or what. Like, do they have like a new little intern who's like 18 and running it, or is it them?
I hope that they have an intern, because who is that intern? I'd like to know the story there. But whoever it is, when he sent it, I thought they had compiled. It was like their, because remember they always used to do top 10 lists? Wasn't that their thing? So I thought that was their top 10 list. And I was like, I gasped. I was like, how could they not have included us?
They just aggregated the data straight from Apple.
Yeah, right. Then you pointed that out, and then that made me feel better.
I'm so glad you feel better. Yeah, I'm sure they wouldn't snub us.
How could they?
They would never.
William said it's because we didn't do the live at their party that they offered us the opportunity to do.
They weren't snubbing us. Seth, Isaac, if you're listening, I know. You just pulled this from Apple.
Yeah, they pulled it from Apple.
It says from Apple podcast.
Right, that's a good that's a good tip. Good indicator. But obviously the other person that we've inspired, Jonah Platt, is number one. Number one Jew. Look what we've done here, Rachel. Number one. He was Jewish on
episode number 3 of ours with like barely a microphone.
Exactly. In his basement, like just turning on a computer. Now he's podcasting. What happened?
Amazing. Well, I can't say Jonah if you're listening, because
I've been screenshotting like things about Jonah that I'm just like, what?
What did you want to share?
Just like that he's like the crown, he's like he's the prince, the Jewish prince of the America. I don't even understand what's going on. Like he's hosting events. It's like him and Eli Sharabi, the released hostage who spoke at the UN, is now sharing the stage with Jonah Platt.
No, but here's what you're missing. I think that you're missing Jonah Platt's career prior to podcasting. No, he was Fiyero in Wicked on Broadway.
I'm not saying he didn't have an amazing career. I get it. I'm just saying it wasn't Jewish. There's nothing Jewish about being in Wicked. Like, he was always a Jew. Yes. I understand, like a proud, involved Jew. His family, I get it.
Yes.
And he had this career in Hollywood, but he didn't really. I mean, he did Menorah in the Middle.
Yes, and we brought him on.
Mm-hmm, the rest is history.
The rest is history. Okay, we'll have him. We have to have him weigh in on this.
Also, I screenshot. I feel like this. I only saw this once and then it disappeared. But they're doing a Jonah Platt podcast trip to Morocco.
Oh yeah, I saw some trips are planned, and I also saw that he has like a paywall, sort of like Patreon situation called the Kahila. And so certain episodes are Kahila only.
Oh wow. Okay, that's smart. But that's what all the right.
But I'm saying, but like calling it the Kahila is very cute.
The Kahila. Yeah. Yeah, he has all these like, direct to the camera, like reels where he's telling people no one, we should get rid of the term bad Jew. No one's a bad Jew.
100%. He might have gotten that from this podcast.
We've said similar.
Of course. We sure have.
Right. So, listen, we're all doing God's work in our own way.
We are. But no, he is something.
Mm-hmm.
He is something.
His newest episode has his wife.
Yeah, I didn't listen yet.
Never did I, but that looks cute.
Yeah, really something. Inspired by
Uh,
us.
the only other thing I really have to say is that I was at a very boring kid birthday party and I snagged the last lemon spindrift and I was
So
so happy.
delicious. It
It was
tastes better
cold.
when you're at a boring party and it's the last one.
I was literally like, I need this. This lemon spindrift is my life raft right now.
Yeah.
Like I was so happy.
I
It
mean, I
really got me
basically can't go
through.
anywhere without a seltzer since that time I was at the party pacing in circles like my dog right before she doesn't know where to poop and she's just pacing around the house in a panic.
Right.
Um, because I couldn't find the drinks and I knew they were there. Was it cold, your
That's
lemon spindrift?
yeah. It was cold. I thought because it was the last one, maybe it wouldn't be, but it was. It was so great. It was really a gift.
So delicious.
Yeah, yeah. It really, like I said, it got me through.
I told you about the pineapple aha on the United flights, I think a few months ago, but
You did. Did you have one
I
again?
did. It's so good. I
Mm,
need to get a case.
pineapple. That sounds
Pineapple.
really good.
It's so great. I wanted to ask you one other thing. If
Hmm?
you had to bake 4 dozen cookies for a neighborhood cookie swap, or if you had to eat a cookie, just what kind of
Either
cookie?
one.
Yeah, what do you have any inspiration for me?
Hmm. You always post these cookie
Yeah,
swaps. It always
it's
looks
coming up.
great.
So I had thought about this brown butter Nutella stuffed chocolate chip cookie. I know this doesn't sound
Mm,
appealing to you because you don't eat
right.
chocolate,
No, but I get
but you
it.
get it. Tasted amazing fresh from the oven, but it won't be fresh from the oven when everyone else eats it. And I didn't think it was award winning the next day.
I hear you.
And it had all
Right,
it
right, right.
should be sea salt on top, brown butter, delicious. But I don't know, it just wasn't, you know. Then I had this idea I'm going to make my own homemade York peppermint patties because it doesn't have to be a cookie. Like I could make candy.
Okay.
I made them. They taste
Okay.
amazing, but I have to make them prettier somehow. Like I cannot,
Mm,
whatever I made today cannot go in a box.
right. Just like a lump.
It's just disgusting. It's just,
Right.
it's not good.
I hear you.
So anyway, maybe I'll redo those, but you don't have any ideas.
I'm trying to think of what if I've had any good like I had some cinnamon rugelach recently that were pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I love a
Yeah,
cinnamon
cinnamon's
rugelach.
good. Yeah,
Cinnamon's so good. And it's good for this time of year. It's like a,
that's
it's
true.
a seasonal.
That's true. I feel like maybe that has something to do with challah dough. Like I think when
Hmm.
I see these Instagram reels of like people doing other stuff with challah and it's like making it into babka and stuff. I'm like, is that what babka is? I've never made a babka.
It's just challah dough with cinnamon on it.
Is it? I don't know. I think it might be yeasty like that. I do think that. Anyway, if you're in
Maybe you're
Singapore
right.
and make rugelach, let us know. Okay, should we cut to the chase?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's cut to the chase for sure.
Okay. I've been dying to talk to you about this book. We read The Safekeep for tonight's
Yes.
episode. I was
Yes.
almost nervous when I read it to say we should read it for the podcast because there's a huge reveal in The Safekeep. And I feel like by even naming that it would be appropriate for the podcast is like revealing something that you don't get to till like halfway through the book. Do
More
you know
than
what
halfway through, I think.
more?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
There's a huge
I
reveal,
don't
and I
think
think we should say that if you are going to listen to this episode, maybe there'll be spoilers. Like, it's very, very hard for us to talk about this book without getting to the reveal.
we can't talk about it without getting to the reveal. I think people need to know if you really want to read it, a big part of it is that you don't know what the reveal is. And so if you really want to preserve that for yourself, which I recommend you
I
do,
absolutely recommend it.
you should not listen until you've gone ahead and read.
Like, this book, in my opinion, is worth the read, but you will mean it's meaningless if you don't get to that point. Actually, can I tell an anecdote before we talk about the book
Please.
related to
Yeah.
this? I recommended the book to
Yes.
my sister, Gal. We
Okay.
share a lot of books. She loves a lot of books that you and I like. Now, listeners of the podcast might not realize that Malya and I like a lot of other books other than Jewish romance. In fact, more than we like Jewish romance, but those are not books we discuss on this podcast. And
True.
Gal likes a lot of the books that Malya and I like a lot of the literary fiction, a lot of books.
Right.
I told her I think she needs to read this. Also, historical fiction. She has to read The Safekeep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Couple weeks go by. She's like, I'm reading the book. I cannot, it's boring me to death. I'm not going to read it. I'm not going to finish it. I was like,
Oh,
Gal,
wow.
Gal, the whole thing in this book is a reveal. What are you talking about? She goes, no, I asked ChatGPT and ChatGPT said nothing happens. I was like, wait, what? She's like, I asked ChatGPT if it's worth continuing to read the book, and ChatGPT said no. And then ChatGPT gave me the summary of the book. This is what Gal said, and then describes that nothing happens in the book. I was like, Gal, the entire book is a massive reveal. I really think you need. She basically then promised me she's not going to read it and made me tell her the reveal. Then she goes, oh, that sounds pretty good. Now I'm going to read it. I was so mad.
That's so annoying.
I was so mad. I was so mad that she was like on her way to her second surgery, and I was like talking with her about it. She was explaining to her doctors what she did. I was like, and then she made me tell her. And then she got mad at ChatGPT, and she was telling it, no, something does happen in the book. And then she was so disturbed that ChatGPT got it all wrong. But I'm like, ChatGPT doesn't read all the books in the world. It scours the internet for all the reviews. And maybe people are being very respectful in the reviews, and it's nowhere on the internet.
Right.
Is that possible? I don't get it.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't know. That's so weird to me. I wonder how she phrased the question. Like, I would like to see the transcript of that ChatGPT conversation. Like, what is the question? Does anything happen in this book?
It was
ChatGPT, no.
It was like, I'm finding this book boring. Is it going to get more interesting? Something like that. Is anything else going to happen? And it's like, not only did anything else happen, like, I've never read a book with this kind of reveal in my entire life. I have not. I have not read a book that had this kind of, I mean, I've read a million psychological thrillers, but I haven't read something of this nature where I was floored.
I mean, to be honest, like, because I already knew that the whole premise was that we were reading it for this podcast.
That's why I was saying.
I already knew not exactly what was going to happen, but since it didn't totally shock me because I was expecting something in that general
Jewish
category.
Exactly.
Something Jewish.
Exactly. You knew something Jewish.
And I was sort of like, what could this be? Exactly. So as I'm reading, I'm kind of like waiting for it.
Exactly.
So it wasn't a shock to me.
Exactly. That's why I felt even funny saying we should read it for the podcast, because that is revealing. That's my point. This book, The Safekeep, is a book that takes place in 1961. Yes. And outside of, where does it take place now? I read this book 2 months ago 3 times.
Belgium?
In Belgium. And it's about a woman who lives alone in her late mother's old home, her childhood home. She lives alone in her childhood home. Yeah. And she has a brother who like kind of actually owns the house. Like I guess maybe it's like a gendered thing. Like the house really belongs to the brother. He lives in an apartment. Right. And he's dating this woman who Isabel, the sister who lives in a house, like finds like kind of crass and unappealing. Like he always has a new girlfriend. Like, right. And there's like a formality about the way that they are with each other in general as siblings, I'd say, either because it takes place in the 1960s or it's like because they're, I don't know, European or not Jewish. I don't know what it is, but there's like a formality.
And I think in particular, like Isabel is supposed to be just sort of like a very kind of like buttoned up like type. Exactly. Like either she's just a buttoned up type. Yeah, I think that is what it is. But like I'm reading into it like not Jewish and it takes place in the 60s. But I'm wrong. Really, I think it's just the character. I think a part of it is that, but I think it's like she is, even for her time and place, is sort of like is odd how sort of she's kind of living the life of like an old spinster woman, but she's very young. 20s. Yeah, but she seems much older. And she could be 80. Yeah, I mean, there's a formality about her. Yeah, exactly. And her whole life is like telling the maid what to make for dinner, and then like retiring to her room to rest and then coming down for dinner. Yes. Right? Isn't it like it's very I imagine she's like always like dressed. Like she would never, yes, leave the house not fully dressed. And she's very tightly wound. Very tightly wound. So the brother's new girlfriend, Eva, is super informal and like Isabel's very turned off by the way that she is. Also, like
Isabel's obsessed with the stuff in her home.
Right.
The china, the bowl, the candy dish, all the stuff in her home. That's like beautiful stuff that she feels some has gone missing.
Right.
And it's deeply disturbing to her. She's really, really obsessed with the stuff in her home. She does, okay. So the brother, who's like not as formal and like, you know, loosey-goosey, is like, I'm going away for work. Eva has nowhere to go. Like, I'm going to just, basically he drops Eva at her doorstep.
Right. And it's like, she's staying here.
She's staying here. She's going to be a house guest. And like, because he owns the home, like he feels, and he has the right. And also like she is a full-time live-in house cleaner.
Right.
So a cook.
To just take care of her,
So I think he feels completely entitled to just like drop a person at her doorstep and be like, take care of Eva for the next few weeks.
Right.
The relationship becomes obsessive really at first. It takes a long time to even for that to heat up in any way, really. Like it's just at first like this bizarre relationship that becomes obsessive. Things continue to go missing in her home. She's truly obsessed. But just like Eva touching things in the house is irksome to her. Like just the way that she is in her home is driving her insane.
Yes. And she can't stand like she's put herself in the wrong room. She's, you know, she's staying in the wrong room. She's moved things around. Like even just like very innocuous nothing.
Yeah. The way she puts her hands on the table when she sits there, all of it.
Yes. The way she's touching things, the way she, everything is just like, but it's like she has nothing else for her mind to Isabel. It's like her life seems extremely empty. Like
yeah.
She has nothing to do. Like nothing.
Right.
So it's almost like there's nowhere else for her mind to go.
Right. She, other than this kind of, but that's because who she is. She's this obsessive.
Yeah. But even from the beginning, before Eva enters the picture, like she's weirdly obsessed with the stuff in the home, and like something was missing. Like she never realized that something was chipped. That she never like. She's dwelling on the minutia.
Yeah,
like
hyper fixated on it for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. So, and a lot of it's tied to the fact that it was her mother's. It's like her mother's stuff that her mother cherished. So she, you know, so you're really like in it with Isabel for so much of the book. You're in it with Isabel, and sort of like there's a weirdo in her house touching her stuff.
Right.
Okay. So on Yom Kippur or Rosh Hashanah, I had told my mom to read it around then. And I see her for one of the holidays, and I was like, she's like, I'm reading the book. And I was like, do you know yet? And she's like, oh, I know. I'm like, oh, you know? And she's like, oh, it's hot and heavy. My mom thought the reveal was that they become intimate and they start having this very romantic, very sexual relationship. That is the reveal my mom thought. That's what my mom thought the book was.
I see.
So I was like,
I can understand why she would think that.
So I was like, oh,
yeah.
Never mind, you didn't get to it. You have no idea.
Right.
My mom had no clue. That's why I'm saying, by you even knowing that we were reading it for this podcast, I see why you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, because you know there's a Jewish element. For hundreds of pages of this book, there's nothing.
Right.
Just Isabel obsessing over Eva, and then they start having a lot of sex.
But it does start to trickle in that, like, it wasn't always her childhood home, that they moved there during the war. They had been in the city beforehand. Like, some of those details start to emerge earlier on, just in terms of Isabel reflecting on the house and her memories.
There's a memory. Again, now that I have read the book 3 times, you probably picked this up the first time, but like there's a scene of someone coming to the door screaming.
Yes.
A memory of someone coming to her childhood home screaming.
Right.
And things like that are kind of trickled in before, for sure.
Yes. So is this book a romance? Like, what did you think of the like, forget the reveal, like putting aside the reveal at the end for a minute, just in terms of their relationship evolving, was it romantic to you?
I mean, I definitely think I do think that. I think it was. I mean, it was definitely a connection. It was definitely a physical connection.
Right.
I would say more so than some other books we've read. Yeah, I think it was. They seemed really affectionate towards each other, really into each other. And it was all messed up because technically she was still dating the brother, right? This
Right.
whole time.
Yeah. She was
They
dating
weren't
the
broken
brother,
up.
right?
And
And you get the sense that Isabel has like never had a romantic relationship ever, really.
yeah, yeah.
Like she's sort of trying to like yeah.
No, you go first.
No, I was gonna say she's sort of trying to like force herself to date like the neighbor guy, but
Right.
like she's really not into him.
No.
And it hasn't really gone anywhere. It's all still very like formal, like she is. Like this is the first time that she's really like been. I don't even just mean sexually intimate. Like it seems like it's the first time she's really been intimate at all with anyone.
Right. Absolutely. But if that felt very romantic, very hot and heavy to me, that's my mom was like, yeah, there's a reveal.
Right.
There's a lot of sex in this book, you know? So
Right.
it's like Isabel and Eva start having this relationship.
But it's kind of like literary sex. You know what I mean? Like it's not like so explicit in terms of, I mean, it's explicit, but it's like, it's written in a way where there's like metaphor and I don't know,
Yes,
like you could
but
just.
that is you 3 years into Hanukkah erotica.
You think so?
Yes. Because, like,
Right.
I was looking at some Goodreads reviews, because sometimes Goodreads reviews these days for me are like their own, these are writers. Like, the people who write these reviews are
No, I
incredible
know. We've
writers.
said that before.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
So I was reading a
Yeah.
Goodreads review, and someone was like, content warning. Like, if you're not comfortable with explicit sex, this book has tons of it. So
Right.
I think you're desensitized.
Right. I've read The Blue Tent too many times.
Yeah.
Now this is like passe.
Yeah.
Right. No, it was explicit even by my standards. It's just something a little more highbrow.
Oh, for sure. This book was like straight up literary fiction. It was incredible, and it's won a bunch of awards.
Yeah. And people I know who I think wouldn't typically read a lot of the books that we read on this podcast have heard of and read this one.
Oh, for sure. This is not a typical book for this podcast.
Right.
I agree with you completely, but I do think there was a lot of
No, I think it was a romance. I think it was legitimately a romance.
Yes. So at this point, it's probably still not technically a Jewish romance because we don't know anyone's, we don't know anything. But again, we told you, we warned you, if you didn't read this book, there's going to be, we can't skip it, right? We can't, because that's the whole crux of the book.
No, that's the whole point, and that's the whole Jewish part of it.
It turns out that the reason, you go for it. I don't know how to say it.
Well, I guess the point is that in the story, what happens is, first of all, like, the whole romance is very sort of tragic. It feels very tragic because it's like they found each other, but it's all very forbidden. Isabel's very just sort of like, oh my God, like, what am I doing with another woman? I think she's just very like, this is insane. This is completely like.
Also, it's her brother's girlfriend.
It's my brother's girlfriend. And the girlfriend is kind of like, I need to basically, I need this relationship with your brother to like survive and be a person in the world. Like, I don't, and so this is temporary. And then like your brother's going to come back and we're just going to kind of pretend that this never happened.
Right.
So I think they're like living in the shadow of that.
Yes.
But then the brother calls and is like, actually, I met someone else. Can you just like get rid of her?
Yeah. Can you just not like psychological thriller, kill her, but like, can you just let her, can you just like get her out of the house and like make sure she knows I moved on? It's over between me and Eva.
Which is exactly what Isabel predicted the whole time. She was like, he always has this stream of girlfriends, and it's like they, it's like a flavor of the month kind of thing. And so the same thing happened inevitably with this girl.
And she was fucking furious.
But then also Isabel finally finds like all the stuff from the house that Eva has been hoarding, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like all of a sudden it kind of like she realized, I know. She finds her journal and she sees that Eva, the girlfriend, has been keeping track of a list of all the things that she's taken. Like,
yes, exactly.
All these little things that I kind of thought, okay, Isabel's kind of insane. She like thinks someone's stealing from her, but like she's going crazy. No, like Eva was literally keeping a list of all the things that she was taking, teaspoons and butter knives and like salt shakers, little tiny things.
Little tiny things,
And
because
yes,
this was her childhood home, and her family, her Jewish family, was taken to the war to die in the Holocaust, and this was her childhood home, and that was her china and her salt shakers. It was her things. Isabel thinks that her things are being stolen, but they moved in to a fully furnished home that belonged to Jews, fully stocked kitchen. My mind, I was shaking.
it was very, and it's so, the last part of the book switches to like Eva's perspective, and that's
Her
when you kind
diary.
of learn her diary, thank you. And that's when you learn this whole backstory. I feel like I've read so many I've read like countless Holocaust books, I feel, but I don't think I've ever read a book that really talks about like the life of Holocaust survivors who stay in Europe in this period.
Yes, this
It's
book was
like,
different than anything.
yeah, like
It
it's
was.
insane. They're just like, this insane catastrophe happened to them. Their families were killed. Everything they owned was gone. And now now they're just back in the same place. And life is just going on. Like regular life is just going on.
And people are
But,
using their
but
salt
they're,
shakers.
people are using their salt shakers and they're just like, they have like no like they have nothing. They're like they're just living this like, like itinerant existence, like her life just sounds, it's just horrible.
She was totally lost, and so she decided, she like devised a plan to like
Yes.
find a guy, decide like become his type,
Yes.
walk the walk, talk the talk. It worked. Like every single thing she did and wanted worked. She flirted with him in the exact right way, and
Yep.
he convinced her to move in with him, and she did everything she was trying to do strategically to survive and get her shit back.
Right.
She found the guy, the guy who owned the house. Like she did everything she wanted to do, literally like a
Yeah.
psychological thriller. It was just that it was a Holocaust story.
Totally.
It was
Yeah.
bananas.
And it was totally, yeah. It was that last part of it was so good. I mean, it was so, yeah, it was so unique.
It only works because of the way that she wrote Isabel. Like Isabel needed
What do
to
you mean?
be, like I felt that Isabel needed to be that intense. Like you almost sided with Isabel, not sided with her, but it's like her stuff was being taken. She was obsessed with it. Isabel needed to be the way she was for like this all to work for me.
Totally. And it's like, I don't know. I think also in the book, like you feel very bad for Isabel, and because she also was a child during World War II, and you sort of see, and as the book unfolds, before you know anything about the house or whatever, you see all the trauma that she went through.
Right.
Like having to leave her family and leave everything she knew. Her father died when she was a kid. They had to come to this house. They didn't know anyone. Like they were alone. They didn't like a lot of bad things
Trauma,
happened to her
tragedy,
also.
yeah.
A lot of trauma and tragedy. So you felt really bad for her. I felt bad for
Yes.
her. And I was
Yes.
like, of course she's so attached to this house. Like this is like what she has that's solid and real when she's like so much has been lost.
Right.
And so, but then you're like, oh wait, she actually, and then the whole thing gets flipped because you're like, wait, she's actually the winner. Like she was the one who wound up with everything.
Right. That wasn't her things.
Right.
It's like Eva's mother's china.
Right.
It was, for me, such a good read. I was floored. I've never read anything like it. Also, because there's all this sex. That's the thing about it. Like, it was a romance. Right. Also, the end with them is also wackadoodle-doo, because I read it that they end up together.
So did I. I thought it was like a happy ending.
They're like they're like furious at each other. They have no relationship. Eva took all her stuff. She finds the diary. It's over. Right. Disappears. Isabel's lost without her.
Right.
Yeah, and then in the end, she's like, move in with me, be with me. Like, this is our life
Yeah, she
together.
finds her. She's like, come move in, be back in your house, and I'll be there with you. And like, that's what we should do.
Yeah, that's it. I think it was a happy ending.
It was kind of a happy ending for the two of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I thought it was really also like, I mean, obviously it also just seemed like a really good metaphor for like so many, like everyone kind of probably has some microcosm of this where there's just like things about your life that you just sort of were always kind of like took for granted as true. And then maybe there comes a moment where you're just like, wait a minute. This was just a story that I was told.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
for sure.
it's not like I'm living in someone's house because the Holocaust happened here, but it's like, I feel like it's a relatable concept in a very generalized way also.
And you're totally right. It's like, yeah, whatever you believe as a child or the stories you're told or whatever it is, it's like that moment of realizing that, it's like now how we're in our 40s, but like still feel like kids, but like our kids think that we're grown-ups.
Totally. Yeah.
And like when you look back at like your parents, like really like they were also just kids, that kind of thing. Like, and you just never, I don't know. So you're right. Like, of course things flip, but this was in a gigantic way.
Right.
That was Eva's childhood home.
Right.
She lost
everyone.
It was
a really good. Yeah. Yes. That was that portrayal of hers still living in the country where all of this happened 10 years later or whatever. I don't think I've ever read something that tells a story about people like that. I'm sure there were many.
I'm sure, for sure there were. I agree with you. I can't think of any other book I've read about that kind of character. Because it's always like where they went.
Right, exactly.
That survival story. They left.
Right.
But many did stay in Europe.
I would think. At least for
a while.
Of course. Yeah. Right. So that's I never really contemplated that. And it was and it was really like a psychological thriller because there is you don't know sort of where things are going. And like, maybe the maid is like, she's very suspicious of, there's all these kind of like like the maid is evil and stealing her stuff. Like the boyfriend kind of gets aggressive when she turns him down. Like there's all these kind of things where you're like, oh, is this the villain? You know what I mean? Like, and she's very nervous, again, like buttoned up, kind of scared, I think, just type. So she kind of sees danger everywhere. And so since you're in her perspective, I feel like this could be a good movie.
Fantastic movie. This would be an amazing movie. I do feel like the reviewers or people who share about this book do a good job of not revealing the reveal. Because you sort of have to be able to, have to be able to really recommend the book. And I do think that like the one thing I've said to people when I've recommended it, and I think maybe my mom also, just keep going. Like, read the book. I'm not going to tell you anything. Like, what's it about? I can't tell you anything. Just like, all I'm going to say is keep going.
Right.
Because it's at the beginning, you don't know.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, you got to keep going because it is. So yeah, when Gal told me, just tell me, I'm not going to read it. Just tell me. There's no way I'm finishing it. But, it was her house. Why are you making me tell you this? It's her stuff.
There is a lot of buildup. I mean, it's very well written, but there were points where I was like, okay, I felt a little bit like.
Was it very short? I wondered if. Was it a long book?
Oh, I don't know. I listened to it. I didn't read it. I wonder how long it is.
I feel like it was. I felt like it was short. Oh. But you felt like it was dragging on. First part.
Yeah, I felt like. Not that it was dragging on. Like I enjoyed listening to it, but I felt like it was sort of like she was really hitting. I felt like some of it got repetitive to me.
Right.
It was like, and then the gay brother comes to visit, and then he comes to visit again. I was wondering
if there was a gay brother in this book. Because I've been reading so many books, and yes, there was another brother too. Felix.
There were two brothers. One was the one in the house whose girlfriend was, and then there was another gay brother.
Yes. I remember. Because then I
I don't
remember
know. And
when
there was
she
like,
tried to tell, she almost tried, she was coming out to her brother
yes, but she
at
couldn't
one
really
point.
do it.
It was hard for her to
Right.
do that.
Yeah. But there was just like, it almost like it told you in real time. Like, and then we woke up, we packed a breakfast, we went out, we got in the
Yes.
car. Like, I don't know. It
Yes.
was like, we were like, what should we do? You know, it was almost, and I was like, okay, like, I get it here.
I still think part of that is because you knew that something was coming.
But didn't anyone know but something, like, even if you
I
don't know
didn't.
what
Someone
it
just like
is,
read the Safekeep. I was like, okay. I
you just
wasn't
thought it was like,
waiting.
okay,
I was like,
they're
okay, I'm gonna read it.
lesbians and
Someone I
they,
really trust. Someone I really trust
right.
recommended the Safekeep. So I'm just gonna like read the Safekeep, and I read it. I had no clue. I didn't know there was a Jewish element to it.
I feel like there's no way for me to know because I obviously was waiting for a Jewish element, so I knew something was
Exactly.
coming that was going to reveal a Jewish element. But I also felt like the whole thing, maybe I don't know. I felt
But
like there was
sometimes
a
like
lot.
that
There was
kind of like
building suspense.
I know, but for me sometimes when it's just like that like beautiful prose, I don't care because I like it. She's a good writer.
Oh, amazing!
I wonder what's
Literary
next for
sex
her.
scenes, I think, are not
Yes,
easy to
literary.
write.
No, I wonder what's next. I just had it. I don't know.
This is
You
her
know when a
first book.
book is so good? I thought this was her. Oh, I thought it was.
Wow,
I thought this was a debut. Maybe I'm wrong.
that's a crazy debut.
I thought it was.
I believe you. I have no idea.
Now I can't know. I can't remember. I have to see. But I just loved it.
It was
Quite a debut if
definitely
it is.
yeah, amazing debut.
If it is, if it is. I don't know. It's so good. I really recommend it to all of our listeners.
I think if you're looking for a more sophisticated romance,
Then this is the one.
this is the one. But you
Eh,
still want some steam,
This is it.
this is it. Can't really think of anything else. Like this is we haven't read much sophisticated steam.
I thought Schmutz was very literary
Yes.
and steamy, but in a different way. Not really steamy.
Wasn't really steamy. It was like
wasn't steamy in this way. It was
explicit.
explicit, yeah.
But it was so dark. There was
Yeah.
nothing
hmm
these sex scenes were like, I mean, I don't know, they were very intense and there was something very tortured about them because everything was very like this is gonna end.
Yes.
I felt so it wasn't entirely just like hearts and flowers, but it was like, you know, they had a real connection.
They did. I really recommend it. Listeners, if you listened, let us know what you thought. And Yael, if you are listening, we loved it. You're a great
Really loved
writer.
it. Yes.
Wait, should we talk about what we're reading next?
Yes.
Hanukkah is upon us, and that is our bread and butter. We are the Hanukkah Erotica Book Club.
It's our roots.
It's our roots. It's how we discovered this genre through, what was our favorite KK Hendon book called? I'll Become for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
By KK Hendon. That's what started it all.
Mhm.
By the way, really recommend that book.
So good. Really fun.
And Jean Meltzer, author of Kissing Kosher, Magical Meat Cute, The Matzah Ball. She's been on the podcast. She's an amazing person and a great writer. She writes, like, I feel like the most mainstream of the Jewish romances. Like, people really like her books get put on bookshelves and like Hudson News. Like, she's
like in airports.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she wrote a new Hanukkah book, The 8 Heartbreaks of Hanukkah. She gave us a copy months ago.
It just came out like a month ago.
It just came out, and we're definitely reading it next. Okay,
Yeah,
so
it's
the
perfect.
eight Heartbreaks of Hanukkah. You want to hear the description?
Yes.
Okay. Can these exes rekindle their love this Hanukkah? Evelyn Schwartz has the perfect Hanukkah planned. 8 jam-packed days producing the live-action televised musical of A Christmas Carol. Who needs family when you've got long hours, impossible deadlines, and your dream job? That is, until an accident on set lands her in the medical bay with one of her chronic migraines, and she's shocked to find her ex-husband, David Adler, filling in for the usual studio doctor. It's been 2 years since David walked away from Evelyn and their life in Manhattan, and his ex-wife is still the same workaholic who puts her career before everything else, especially her health. But when Evelyn begins hallucinating ghosts tied to her past heartbreaks, and every single one leads to David, he finds himself spending much more time with her than he anticipated, and denying the still smoldering chemistry between them becomes impossible. As Evelyn revisits her ghosts of Hanukkah past, she and David both begin to wonder if they can have a Hanukkah future. But with high-stakes production ramping up the pressure on Evelyn and troublesome spirits forcing them both to confront their most difficult shared memories, it might just take a Hanukkah miracle for these two exes to light the flame on their second chance at love.
Great. Sounds
Jean
kind of
Meltzer has
kooky and
chronic
good.
pain, and all her characters do too. But we'll talk more about that in the next episode. What? No, I'm
Is that
just
what
saying.
it says?
No, I'm telling you.
Yeah. And she talked about that when she was on the podcast
Exactly.
with us.
Okay,
Yeah.
but Mal, recently at work, my colleague was like, "Oh, I want to take a video of you for the website, for Instagram, of you to like share like 2 like Hanukkah romances you recommend, and also like 2 Hanukkah kids books you recommend." I was like, "Okay, great." So I was like, "Oh, I think I'm going to recommend the Jean Meltzer one. Like, I think that's good timing for this." And I was thinking maybe 8 Nights of Flirting. Like, I think 8 Nights of Flirting by Hannah Reynolds was great.
Yeah, it was really good.
So I was like, I'll recommend those. And then I was like, but by the way, I want you to read this one. I can't recommend this on the Instagram for work, but I remembered Whisked Away by an Alien.
Yes.
The curvy girl sci-fi kitchen romance. The cover is a
also
giant
has
blue
a Hanukkah
alien.
Angle. Yes.
A Hanukkah romance. Sorry. Yes.
Yeah,
A
of
Hanukkah.
course. Yeah.
Yes. A curvy girl sci-fi Hanukkah romance. Whisked away by an alien. Something about cooking. If you recall, I think he had 2 penises. I can't remember exactly because I never read it, but
It's a memorable detail.
Anyway, Whisked Away by an Alien.
Were we told about that? I feel like I first heard about that book from what's her name?
Becky from Too Stupid to Live, that podcast we were on.
Yes.
Yeah, she did Whisked Away by an Alien, but listen, our next book's going to be the 8 Heartbreaks of Hanukkah. If there's time this Hanukkah, we understand there might not be. This is the year I think we should do Whisked Away by an Alien. I've said it for 3 years.
I feel like we have to.
I'm dying to read it.
It's a lot of hype. I just feel like how could it exist and we not explore it? It's just too over the top.
Yeah. I can't wait.
Okay. I mean, I feel like it's also like it's kind of the anti-Jean Meltzer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think so. So I think it's going to be a good
like
Hanukkah
opposite
for us.
ends of the spectrum.
Yes, I think it's going to be a good Hanukkah for us. 8 Heartbreaks of Hanukkah.
I'm really excited.
Yeah, and Whisked Away by an Alien. That's my plan.
Fabulous. Okay, I like it.
So if you're reading along, I would download those 2 books.
Totally.
Whisked Away by an Alien is on Kindle Unlimited for any Kindle Unlimited users.
Right.
And 8 Heartbreaks of Hanukkah is probably on Libby and Kindle, and we have actual books of it, and it's probably on audio.
I'm hoping for some kind of contact with the author of Whisked Away by an Alien, whoever they are.
Yeah, Whisked Away by an Alien was written by Julie something. Let me see. Yes, it's a curvy girl Hanukkah sci-fi alien romance by Julie K. Cohen.
Great.
It's actually Holiday Heartmates book 2 of 6.
Oh.
Book 1. Yeah, they're all giant blue aliens. I don't know that they're definitely not all Jewish.
Okay.
But the book 1 was Holiday Heartmates. To guard my secret, I may have to let this alien Santa unwrap me for Christmas. That was book 1. Book 1 involved a steamy sci-fi rom-com, grumpy alien meets determined human, holiday hijinks, heat, fate, mate, sparks, Santa secrets. That's book 1. Book 2 is ours. It's there's something delicious cooking in my kitchen, and it isn't the donuts or latkes. The tall blue alien with horns that hit the ceiling arrived in time to save Hanukkah for my family, but he knows nothing about cooking. Why is he really here? How do I tell him that under that apron he's supposed to be wearing clothing? Oh my God. Mine to eat, whisked away by the aliens. I can't. I'm so excited.
Okay, this is great.
Yeah. So now's the time. And the author's Julie K. Cohen.
Amazing.
Mine to Eat is such a funny headline. He's hers to
Mine
eat.
to eat. But I get it.
Yeah, get it?
Thanks for explaining that.
So we have a lot in store. I'm really excited. Oh yeah, it says holiday romance, snowed in, sweet, 2 cocks, cinnamon roll, V card,
Oh my
cinnamon
God.
roll. Is cinnamon roll something sexual I don't know about? Because you just mentioned cinnamon rugelach tonight. Like, is cinnamon
I thought it
roll
was just a seasonal spice.
like the way it's advertised on this book makes me think that it's something kinky.
Right.
Anyway, cinnamon roll. Maybe that's
Okay.
just what she makes. We're gonna learn a lot in this book.
TBD. Yeah.
Because
for sure.
also, I don't understand what happens with the two, so I think we're really gonna learn a lot.
I think we're gonna find out. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out. So, Julie K. Cohen, if you're listening, I see that you have a husband, 2 sons, 1 daughter, and a very loud German Shepherd from your bio. And find us and let's talk.
Totally.
All right, this was really fun.
Yeah.
If you're still Hanukkah shopping, Hanukkah Pong is available at newishtraditions.com, 20% off with promo code Hanukkah Erotica, HANUKKAHEROTICA. They've been selling, so get yours.
Fabulous.
And
Great.
Happy almost Hanukkah to our listeners. We'll
Yes,
really
keep
celebrate.
those Spotify stats going up.
Oh yeah, follow us on Instagram, listen on Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. But we're excited for our wrap next year.
Already.
Come already. It can't go down, has to go up.
Of course, it's the only way.
The percentage it went up was bananas.
I know, but I also feel like we're dealing with very small absolute numbers.
I know. Listen,
it went up from
I know. Total new audience 945%. It's like a few listeners to a few more, so the numbers skyrocketed.
Totally.
The graphics were great though. Brought me a lot of joy.
Yeah, they're very dramatic.
Thanks Spotify.
Yes.
All right, talk soon. Night, Mal.
Bye.